Hello, and welcome to Centered with Abby. My name is Abby Ilardi Lowry, and I'm a licensed professional counselor and a certified yoga instructor. Thank you for joining me on this first Centered with Abby mental health retreat. Today, I'll be leading you through a few activities designed to help you pause, relax, reflect, and release some stress. All you need to do is follow along. Although no materials are required for this practice, I do recommend grabbing a journal or maybe a notebook or piece of paper or anything else that you can write or type on, since I will be guiding you through some reflection questions during this practice, and you may want to write your thoughts down. To get the most out of these next few minutes together, I invite you to take some time now to set yourself up in a relatively quiet and calm place, if that's accessible to you today. Also put aside any distractions and do anything else that you need to do to prepare for relaxation. If you feel like it, you might even make a cup of tea or light a candle. Maybe wrap yourself in a fuzzy blanket, allowing yourself to do whatever you need to do in order to start finding some feelings of safety and calm. If you need to pause the podcast while you're getting set up, that's totally fine. But when you do feel ready, I invite you to meet me in a comfortable position of your choice for some brief breathing and gentle stretching. Now for this stretching, you could be seated, you could be standing, you could be walking around your room, or whatever else feels right to you today. There is no objective right or wrong here. Just do whatever feels best to you in this moment. Now to start, I invite you to stretch your arms up to the sky on an inhale, really reaching up tall. And on an exhale, bend your elbows like a goalpost or a cactus and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhaling, arms straighten back up. And big exhale out of your mouth as you bend the elbows once again. Moving between these two arm positions a few times at your own pace. One movement per inhale and one movement per exhale. And if these movements aren't accessible for you or aren't feeling good to you for any reason, please feel free to modify and to make them work for you. Find some other movement that does feel good in your body, or perhaps enjoy a few moments connecting to your breath in stillness. And if you are moving, really noticing how does it feel to move with your breath. Just observing. Now give yourself a few seconds here to move anything else that wants to be moved. Making any other stretches, movements, motions. Maybe you'd like to stretch your neck, or your side body, or your legs, or your hips. Let your body move however it wants to move here. Noticing what happens to your breath as you do so. And when you feel ready, we'll let go of the movement and we'll find some stillness in the body, if that feels okay to you today. You may choose to close your eyes, or you may choose to keep them open, finding a soft gaze out in front of you. And from here, take a moment to simply observe. What did you notice during that exercise? And what do you notice now in a place of stillness? What's coming up for you? Thoughts, emotions, body sensations. Simply adopting an attitude of curiosity. Curiosity about your own experience. Knowing that there's no need for judgment. There is no right or wrong way to experience this moment. What can you be curious about? Now from here, I'm going to guide you through a brief body scan meditation. And I want to give you permission right now to make this work for you. Traditionally, when this meditation is led, the meditator keeps their body in stillness, in a seated or lying down position. However, if you would feel more comfortable doing this while standing, walking, or moving in any way, that's fine with me. If you'd like to sit still but wiggle each body part as I name it, that's fine with me. Or if you'd like to lie down and do this in complete stillness, that's also fine with me. Empower yourself to make the choice that will best serve you. And if you genuinely don't know what that is, start in stillness and move your body as needed. To begin, I invite you to bring your full attention to the top of your head, visualizing the top of your head, feeling the top of your head, and adopting an attitude of curiosity toward the top of your head. Asking yourself, what do I notice? Simply observing any sensations that you feel, any thoughts or emotions that arise. What do you notice? Now moving your awareness to your forehead. What do you notice? Moving to your eyes. Your cheeks. Your jaw. Your mouth and tongue. Your neck, front and back. Your right shoulder. Your left shoulder. Your chest. Upper back. Middle of your back. And your lower back. The front of your abdomen. and your entire torso, front and back. Moving over to your right arm, and each finger of your right hand. Over to your left arm, and your left hand and fingers. Down to your right hip, and your left hip, your pelvic region, your right glute, left glute, right leg, and right foot. Left leg and left foot. And now feeling your whole body, observing your whole body, and noticing anything else that comes up. And with this awareness of your whole body, I invite you to ask yourself the question, what do I need right now? What does my body need? What do I need? Now, some days you may get an immediate answer that jumps to mind. And some days you may get nothing at all. Both are fine. The power is in practicing asking yourself the question and in being open to an answer. What do I need? And as we end our meditation, I invite you to start bringing your awareness back to the space around you. As you do so, noticing if there are any final movements or stretches that your body is craving. Do you feel the desire to move something, stretch something, shift something? If so, please take these next few moments to fulfill these movement desires. Now, I view any kind of meditation or mindfulness practice as an opportunity for self-inquiry. Many times people feel frustrated after a meditation because their mind was wandering and they feel like they did, quote unquote, badly. However, I don't believe that there is such a thing as doing badly at a meditation practice. I view the times when my mind wanders as a really interesting opportunity to reflect, an opportunity to ask myself, why was that so challenging today? Where was my mind wandering? And does that feel significant? Is there something I need to pay attention to? What might my body or my mind be trying to tell me? And what might be going on in my life that could be causing some distress or that could need my attention. All of that being said, I find that it adds to the effectiveness of meditation and mindfulness practices if you can take just a couple of minutes to reflect on the process and the experience, and maybe even write some things down in a journal. So today, before we end our time together, I invite you to reflect with me, maybe grabbing a writing utensil and trying to answer the following questions. I will list the questions one by one, give you a chance to write them down or think about them. But if you need more time to answer any of them, please feel free to pause the podcast and take all the time you need. The first question that I'd like you to think about or write about is, what did I notice during this practice today? What did I notice? What stood out to me? Any thoughts? Any judgments? Any emotions or sensations? What did I notice? Pausing if you need more time, or moving on to question 2. Did I find anything about this practice particularly challenging or particularly easy? Did I find anything about this practice particularly challenging or particularly easy? Trying to answer this question without judgment, just curious observation. Noticing if your answer might be telling you anything. Feeling free to pause if you'd like more time, or moving on to question 3. Did anything about my experience today surprise me? Was there anything surprising about my experience today? Pausing if you need more time, or moving on to question 4. Are there any insights or pieces of information that I can draw from my experience today? Any insights or pieces of information? For instance, did my experience tell me anything about myself? Did it help me gather any information about my stress levels, my emotional or physical state? Did I learn anything from my experience today? Using this prompt as an opportunity to jot down anything that you'd like to remember, anything interesting that came up. Pausing if you need more time, Or moving on to our final question. Do I feel any differently now than I did before I started this mental health retreat? Do I feel any differently now than I did before I started? Does my body feel any different? Any looser? Any more relaxed? Do I notice any changes in my emotions, my stress levels? Do I feel any differently? And if you have anything else that you'd like to write about or reflect on, I encourage you to take the time to do so. Or if you feel ready to move on with your day or your evening, I just want to thank you for joining me. And I hope you'll join me next week for another mental health retreat. Take care.